Derby scrape a desperate 3 points and 2-1 win against Stoke City. With 10 minutes remaining of the first half, it was just about possible to forget that Derby County is a club in crisis. They had just scored twice in 3 minutes against Stoke City. Wayne Rooney was beaming, the home supporters were bouncing, and the sun was shining. Yet when the pure joy that football can bring subsides, Derby's players, staff, their other employees and their fans would have experienced the same cold, lonely feeling they felt on Friday night when they heard the news. Derby are heading for administration, which means much more than the 12-point deduction that makes them favourites for relegation. Jobs will be lost. Those owed money by the club may not receive all of it. Families will worry. People's mental and physical health will suffer. For a time, the weekend routine meeting friends, talking about the game, recalling memorable matches, will not seem quite as enjoyable. It doesn't make a difference to them, says 81-year-old Brian Smith, who has been following Derby home and away for 55 years. He is gesturing towards a display on the side of the stadium, featuring an image of Brian Clough, but his anger is intended for others, owner Mel Morris and the board of directors, who he blames for Derby's financial peril. As always, it is the fans who suffer. This is the worst situation I have known in all my time supporting the club. I am worried we will end up in League 2, adds Keith Baton, 49. If we took all our punishment this season and started the next one in League 1, with a clean slate and new ownership, I would settle for that. But my worry is that we'll be punished again by the EFL next season. Baton echoes the fears of a number of fans that the 12-point hit will not be the only one Derby take. They were already in dispute with the EFL over historic breaches of spending rules, with a further 9-point deduction possible. A 2-year transfer embargo is also on the horizon, which would inevitably affect the positions of the club's scouting and recruitment staff. The impact is felt everywhere. There were suggestions of an emergency meeting of the club's safety advisory group on the morning of this match, which could have put the fixture in doubt. On the walkways outside Pride Park, burger van owners suspected the club's desperate need for cash would see their annual rent go up. The parking spaces of Morris and chief executive Stephen Pearce were still unoccupied less than an hour before kick-off. Rooney's black 4x4 was there, however, and England's record goalscorer was in fighting mood again prior to kick-off. Rooney's team talk clearly worked as Derby were sharp from the off, and Max Bird put them ahead with a glorious strike from 25 yards just after half an hour. 3 minutes later, Stoke goalkeeper Joseph Bursick and defender Ben Wilmot got in a muddle, and Curtis Davies outjumped both to head Derby into a 2-0 lead. Rooney was wearing a broad smile. Ravel Morrison guided the ball wide of an empty net from 5 yards before Tom Ince swept in at the near post for Stoke. In the closing minutes, the visitors were denied a penalty when Sam Clucas was sent tumbling, and Derby held on for their first home success of the campaign. Rooney swapped handshakes